What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar, and we are talking about Bitcoin today, BTC USD. Hit that like button, subscribe if you want to see more content like this, and let's get into it, my friends. It is the 23rd day of September, and here we are sitting at about $113,000 on the spot. 10 hours, 18 minutes left in the day. It's looking like we might have found the low, but again, I want to wait and see how this develops. If we were to close today like this, I think that there's still hope that this is the low. This is what they call a tweezer bottom, right? Where you get like two little wicks like that. It's a tweezer bottom. Like that was a tweezer top there, right? You see it, and then we went down. Then we came back up. Then we went down. Whatever. It's very possible here that we have found the low, especially with the negative sentiment circulating, especially with the fact that we're finding support at prior resistance here and prior support here and prior resistance back here. It's a somewhat of a key area. Let's look at this from a low to a high. Low to high, but we didn't quite hit the golden ratio, right? We kind of did this on the way up, if you guys remember. Look at this, right? So from a high to a low here, we got close to the golden ratio, meandered our way, and then finally when everybody was bullish beyond belief, and I was calling for 120K, I'm sure a lot of people were, and beyond. Maybe not, maybe a lot of people were calling for the top, but right there, once we finally pierced through the golden ratio, that's actually when we went down. Might it be the same thing that we do this time? You know, I don't necessarily expect that we go below this low. I accept it as a possibility. I am thinking more so that we find a higher low, but it is possible to go below this low just oh so slightly, down to like 104, $106,000, somewhere in that area. But the golden ratio here is at $111.3 thousand, $111.2. Might we cross that threshold before moving higher at the very least, right? Looking at this here, the crypto fear and greed index is back down at a neutral, which I want to say it was up a little bit higher than that the day before. Let's just see. I mean, last week is at a 50, now we're at a 40. Yeah, we tanked. We tanked from like 50s, 52 to a 40 overnight. So there's definitely some negative sentiment, definitely some fear. For those of you that don't know, the 40 is like right on the cusp of neutral and fearful there. And then extreme fear is 20 and below. So we're nowhere near like the actual fearful. I mean, we're right near the fearful zones, but nowhere near extreme fear. Typically, our low areas this bull market have come in these areas of fear or extreme fear. So being at this area now, we've been reluctant to get down here the last couple of times. Might we see a further drive down with more price dropping as well? Not just with Bitcoin, but the rest of the market as well. It could happen. I think waking up right now, looking at it at this price is definitely optimistic, but that might throw people off. Let's look at the 1 hour time frame. We'll zoom out from there, and yeah, we'll come back to this. Okay, so looking at this, $112.8 thousand now, finding resistance here. I mean, in all fairness, this looks like a horizontal channel, right? Like here, I'm not drawing the straightest lines, but you can kind of see it. Horizontal channel, and having a horizontal channel at the base of a move, that typically promotes more decay. It's like you stair step, right? You did it here, horizontal channel, and then what'd you do? Down, you know. This one's a little bit more range given or range bound, but it's still horizontal channel. You might come down a little bit more. And just looking at the current trajectory, I mean, what that would be like a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, maybe. I don't know. I don't know if that would be an Elliott wave count or not. But looking at the indicators, come on now. Oh, I don't have them. Let's see. We're gonna figure it out. Hi. Let's see. $112.9 thousand right now. Stochastics are coming out of the overbought zone. That means that we're probably going to go lower. MACD's overall bearish, and the RSI is rejecting areas that we've rejected already. So it kind of makes sense that we would go down. That's the expectation at the moment. Yes, absolutely. Does it mean that we go lower than these lows? No. But in all fairness, if we think about it, right, if we're not going to get a double bottom, are we going to get a triple bottom? Probably not. That doesn't normally happen. Maybe. You never know. But once we break that threshold of about 112K, 2 hours closing in a row at 112K or lower, that would likely signal that we are in fact moving lower. And you might not even get that signal. It might just be 1 hour like this where you break down, and then the next hour, the second hour comes, the move's already happened. But that's what we'd wait for confirmation at least. Looking at this on a 4 hour time frame, Yep, the RSI looks like, we've got lower highs here. So we did come up. We did come up as intended. We were talking about it down here. We just didn't come up enough, unfortunately. We went all the way up to about 113.3K, but that was not enough to reverse this kind of move. So I very much do believe we're going down, yeah. Looking at this RSI, I think it's clear as hell that we've got a downtrend, lower highs, lower lows. We're probably going to come down, form some bullish divergence. We'll make our move up. Maybe we even go a little bit lower. We throw people off because bullish divergence means we've bottomed, but then we don't actually bottom. We actually move up from there, or we continue to move down. But I wouldn't be surprised at all if we saw lower lows than what this was here. At any rate, however low it is that we go, I wouldn't be surprised if it was that we went below this low here. We could probably figure out where that is too. Hold on, you guys. Nope, a little bit too big. There we go. Yeah, my daughter wants to sit with me, but I don't want her face on this right here. I make these videos early in the morning so that she's not awake, and she just wakes up. So yeah, you silly. Yeah. I just wake up. Yeah, how'd you sleep? If it sounds like she can't talk, it's because she's 3. She can talk, but she's learning. She got that toddler talk. Anyways, she says she slept good. That's good. I love you. She's going back to sleep now. Anyways, looking like you want to go lower. Probably do. Don't get excited, okay? Don't get excited if we see this bullish divergence if you get a higher low. That doesn't mean that you can't come back and get another drive of bullish divergence. You could see this where you get a low, you come up, and you get another low. A lower low, you get that double bullish divergence. Hell, you could even get triple bullish divergence. It could go lower. Don't get excited if we get bullish divergence. Now my head is all big. Don't get discouraged if we keep going lower, okay? In fact, I think the best thing to do would be if we went down so far that we got rid of any hope of bullish divergence at all, and then as soon as that happened, that's our low. Again, I very much don't expect that we go below these lows here, but I do think that we go lower. If we do go below these lows, which I'm not expecting us to go below, the target area would be about 106,000 to, I said 104, but let's say 102. Something just above 100K. We wouldn't quite drop to 100K or through 100K. That would exceed my expectations. Anything can happen. But that's what I'm getting here. Stochastics crossing back down after being in a bullish posturing. If this 4-hour time frame could close green, things might change a little bit. If we can close green and start to move higher, things could change. But things are certainly looking bearish on the 1 hour and the RSI on the 4 hour. The MACD looks bearish as well. I would think that we're going lower. You want to prove me wrong, though? You want to move up higher? This is what you'd have to do, okay? You'd have to close a 4-hour time frame above 113.5K. Do that, and then I'm wrong, potentially. The odds shift in the Bulls' favor a little bit, okay? If we're closing above 114.5K by the end of today, we're moving up. That's the low. We get above 114.5K at all on any given day on a closing basis, not on a wicking basis. We wake up there, we come back down, that doesn't count. We have to close above 114.5K on any given day. If we can do that, this is the low. We're moving higher. Let's see. Taking this low to high here. You went all the way from your 1414 to your 0.5. You're back here. Let's see if you hold support at that 1272. Maybe you go down to about 108.8K. That could be a good area to find support. That might be exactly where we go. 109K, 108K, somewhere in that range. That might be exactly where we go. We get a higher low overall, and then we start moving up higher. Could be what we do. If we get a lower low, 105K is looking like a ripe opportunity there. Low to high here. 104.5, 105K. Bitcoin does like to go a little bit through its golden ratios too. A little bit through that golden ratio right there, 104.5K. I'm just saying, it could happen. Unless we hold this golden ratio zone or the 786, 886 zone, which throughout this range we've actually liked the 786 a lot, so it's very possible. Anyways, that's really it. That's all I have to say on the short-term stuff. We could look at the weekly stuff real quick. Anybody wondering too, if you missed the live stream where I talked about this, if you read that article where it was like the Atlanta State Fed chairman or whatever, like the Atlanta Federal Reserve guy, State Federal Reserve guy, he was saying that he doesn't expect there to be any more rate cuts between now and the end of the year. I think he's false. Either he's lying and he knows he's lying, or he is just wrong, and that's okay too. Well, I guess it's not okay to lie, but that's okay to be wrong. It's not okay to lie. But Jerome Powell has made it abundantly clear. He said that there are going to be more rate cuts to come by the end of this year. Not just more rate cuts to come inevitably, but by the end of this year, they're coming. Okay, so we're on a path, as Jerome Powell said. We're on a path. The path is lowering the rate cuts, right? Strengthening the economy. We're on the path. I very much believe that we have higher to go. Speaking of paths that we're on, just because we're consolidating in this range does not mean that we are incapable of seeing higher prices. We absolutely will. The bull market is not over by any means whatsoever. I very much do believe that we're going to see prices at 160 to 180K here by the end of October. By the end of October. And we should, if things go the way that I think they will, we should start to see a little life come back to the markets either by the end of this week or certainly by the end of this month. I don't have anything else for you guys. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, leave a like. Hit that like button. Subscribe if you want to see more content like this. Thank you all for being here. I'll see you on the next one, okay? Take care of yourselves. Bye-bye.